There comes a moment in every woman's life when she realizes something inside is changing. The life she once accepted no longer fits. The silence she once tolerated becomes too heavy. The dreams she once buried began to speak again. Across the world, women are questioning everything they were taught about who they are supposed to be. They are rebuilding, they are redefining, they are rising. Rooted in Rising Radio is where those conversations began. This is a space for truth, a space for courage, a space for women who are ready to reclaim their voice, their power, their purpose. Here we talk about healing, identity, business, faith, reinvention, and the real journey of becoming the woman you were always meant to be. If you're in a season of transformation, if you feel the pull toward something greater, if you know deep inside your spirit that you are meant not to play small, you are not alone. You are not behind. You are simply between seasons. Welcome to Rooted in Rising Radio, the sound of women rising.
I am so sorry for the inconvenience. I was cleaning up my desk and I moved some stuff around. So, but we're going to go ahead and get started. While we're waiting, um, again, welcome to the Rooted and Rising morning show for Saturday morning show. Um, I'm happy to be here with you guys. Like I said, it's a beautiful day out today. I definitely probably will be leaving the house sometime today, and I want you guys to do the same. Um, but in the meantime, in between time, you can. I'm going to tell you all the places that you can talk to me, or see me, or be in part of what I do. I am a woman who really believes in Black women being and doing the things that they need to do. I am a empowerment coach, and I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a radio talk show host. I'm a television talk show host. Um, I do all those things. But my main thing is, and it always is going to completely always be about the Black woman. That's always been a focus of mine, and that's where I'm going to stay because I truly know what it is because I am a Black woman. So today we are going to get deep into our series. But before we do that, I want to say I am so happy, happy, happy. I was able to actually do my first premiere of the Paris Files from uh, my book, The Unsolved Shadow Murders of Louisiana. And so I started a miniature, call it a mini series um, about Louisiana. So before we get started, I want to actually view that. I want you guys to be able to view that here real quick, and then we're going to come back. Excuse me. Ooh, and we'll get into our conversation, okay, for today. So just bear with me. Oh, okay. Let's see. Um, Let me make sure. So, can you see that? Now, can you hear that? Let's make sure before I go any further. I want to make sure we can hear that. Let's see here. Because if not, I'll just have to send you over there to watch it because you're supposed to be able to hear that. Mm, Maybe it's just me who can't hear it. Okay.
June 6th, 1971. Isabella Izzy Moreau, 25-year-old schoolteacher at West Feliciana High School. Isabella sat grading paper in a small cafe in St. Francisville. Around 8:30 p.m., she said goodbye to the owner, headed out the door, walking toward her 1968 Ford Falcon parked down the street. Isabella never made it home. 7 a.m. The next morning, a farmer driving along a dirt road near Tunica Hills noticed Isabella's abandoned car. 2 days later, on June 8, 1971, a hiker exploring the Tunica Hills wildlife area found Isabella hidden beneath a thicket of palmetto leaves. Sheriff Louis DuPont of West Feliciana Parish, upon investigation, discovered her purse was left on the front seat and the driver's side door opened. She was strangled with a thin rope or belt. Later, it was found that Isabella's bracelet was missing. September 14th, 1971. Caroline Carey Beaumont, a 22-year-old nursing student, left her shift at the Tallulah General Hospital in Madison Parish. Caroline stopped at a gas station off Highway 80. She left the gas station at 7:30 p.m. She never made it home. There was no sign of Caroline's 1969 green Ford Fairlane. At 6:45 a.m. the next morning, a trucker found her car parked on a desolate road near the Tensas River. 3 days later, September 17th, 1971, a fisherman near Bushy Lake spotted Caroline's body partially submerged, caught in the reeds. She was strangled with a thin wire or rope. Sheriff Henry Garrison of Madison Parish led the investigation, discovered her purse that was left on front seat and the driver's side door opened. Her ring was missing. March 3rd, 1972. Evelyn Evie Broussard, 23-year-old insurance clerk at a small insurance office in Minden. February 27th, 1972. She was last seen at a diner on Main Street around 9:30 p.m. 2 days later, February 29th, 1972. On a foggy morning by Bayou Dorcheat, her car was found abandoned. 4 days later, March 3rd, 1972. Evelyn's body was found by two teenage brothers. Sheriff Jesse Cobb and his deputies discovered Evelyn had been in the water for days, making it difficult to determine cause of death immediately. Later, the coroner suspected that she was strangled. It was discovered that her shoes were missing.
Authorities in Webster Parish are investigating the discovery of a young woman found near Bayou Dorcheat.
April 22nd, 1972. Julia Jules Fontaine, a 24-year-old receptionist at a local law firm in Alexandria. She left work later than usual. A coworker saw her glance at her watch before crossing the street toward the parking lot where her 1970 Dodge Dart was parked. She never made it home. 6:30 a.m. The next morning, a jogger in Kisatchie National Forest spotted Julia's car abandoned on a dirt trail, the driver's side door open. 2 days later, April 24th, 1972, Julia's body laying at the base of an old oak tree was found by a hunter in the Kisatchie National Park. Sheriff Raymond Carter of Rapides Parish Sheriff Office led the investigation. It was found that her locket was missing.
On Monday, the body of Julia Fontaine of Alexandria was found in the Kisatchie Park by a hunter. According to the Rapides Parish Sheriff Department, this case is still under investigation.
May 3rd, 1972. Tracy Marie Coleman, a 22-year-old nursing student, left her job at Ruston General Hospital. Tracy had just completed a 12-hour shift. 10:45 p.m., a neighbor reported hearing a woman scream, then a sound of a car door slamming, then driving away, leaving the street empty and quiet. That afternoon, around 3 p.m., railroad workers stumbled upon Tracy's body deep in the overgrown weeds of the vacant lot near the train tracks. Sheriff Earl Montgomery of the Lincoln Parish Sheriff Office launched an investigation immediately. Her gold cross necklace was missing.
The body of Tracy Coleman, a nursing student of Ruston, was found by railroad workers early this afternoon. Local law enforcement are still investigating. We will keep you updated as this and other stories develop. This is Amy Stewart of KNOE TV Channel 8.
October 9th, 1972. Celeste C.C. Thibodeau, a 22-year-old bank teller in DeRidder, was responsible for closing. Her coworker recalled seeing her fishing through her purse for her keys as she walked toward her 1970 Plymouth Duster around 7:30 p.m. She never made it home. By 7 a.m. the next morning, a logging truck driver spotted Celeste's abandoned car on the old logging road outside of Bundick Lake. Locked, keys still in the ignition. 2 days later, October 12th, 1972, a hunter exploring the dense thicket near Bundick Lake found Celeste's body at the bottom of a cypress tree. Sheriff Howard Buck Landry of Beauregard. Parish Sheriff's Office launched on intense investigation. She was missing a gold ring with an emerald in the center. November 4th, 1972. Lorraine Laurie Duhon, a 23-year-old elementary school teacher, left a local diner in Marksville after coffee with her coworkers. A waitress watched her walk toward her 1971 Mercury Cougar parked under a streetlight around 9:15 p.m. She never made it home. By 9 a.m. the next morning, a farm worker driving along Highway 1 spotted Lorraine's abandoned car on the shoulder of the road, with the driver's side door open. 3 days later, November 8th, 1972, a trapper wading through a marsh near Spring Bayou Wildlife Management Area discovered Lorraine's body partially submerged in the marsh. It was brought to the attention of Sheriff Delacroix about other unsolved murders that are being investigated around the state lately. Lorraine's heart-shaped ring was missing. March 18th, 1973. Rosemary Rosie LeClaire, a 24-year-old waitress at the Magnolia Cafe in Clinton. She finished her shift, said goodbye to her co-workers. Rosemary was parked in the back parking lot of the cafe. She slid in the driver's seat of her 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle. One of the cooks saw her checking her rearview mirror before pulling out. She never made it home. 5 a.m. The next morning, a farmer tending to his cattle along a stretch of road in Jackson Parish spotted an abandoned car sitting on the shoulder of the road with the driver's door opened. 2 days later, March 21st, 1973, a fisherman near the Thompson Creek discovered Rosemary's body. Sheriff James Jim Holloway of the East Feliciana Parish Sheriff Department led the investigation. She was strangled. Her necklace was missing. September 9th, 1973. Lillian Grace Carter, a 25-year-old librarian, finished her shift at the Jonesboro Public Library. At 7:15 p.m., she stepped out and walked to her car. She never made it home. Lillian's 1971 Ford Maverick was found abandoned on the side of rural dirt road, the driver's side door slightly ajar, her purse still on the seat. 3 days later, September 12, 1973, a group of teenagers exploring a wooded area near Caney Lake found Lillian's body partially covered with pine needles. Sheriff Wayne Duvall of the Jackson Parish led the investigation. She was strangled. Her locket was missing. April 9th, 1974. Raven Dupree, a 24-year-old school teacher at Morehouse Parish Elementary. She locked up and headed to her car on this rainy night. She never made it home. Next morning, 8 a.m., her 1969 Buick Skylark was found abandoned on the side of a back road near Bayou Bartholomew, Raven's body floating in the murky waters of Bayou Bartholomew. Sheriff Claude Jefferson of the Morehouse Parish Sheriff Office led the investigation. Raven was strangled. Her right earring was missing. By the beginning of 1974, the killings had spread across Louisiana, and someone finally began asking the question nobody wanted to answer. What if all these women were killed by the same man?
All right, you guys, that was my first uh that was my very first episode. I'm excited about the next episode that's coming up. Already in the works, already trying to get it going. So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Rooted and Rising Radio. I hope you liked it. I would like your feedback on it. It was kind of like scary to do it, but I wanted to do it, so I made it happen. So, today's show, we're going to be talking about, as you know, we're talking about Survival Nation here. This is a series that we're doing. And today we're going to talk about what happens when women shriek themselves. Okay. Very interesting topic and very interesting take on this. Um, I'm excited about that too. Now, I'm going to definitely share with you. Hold up here. Mm, where was I at? Okay. Let's see here. let's see here. Okay. So we're going to, let's see. Give me a second here. Okay. So we're going to get into the conversation about, like I said, this is going to be, we're talking on the survival mode series. Um, Excited. Uh, Definitely want to continue doing this. Don't forget, we got music. We're probably going to be on here a little bit longer today than normal because of me adding the video in there. So real quick, as the places that you can find me, I am on Instagram at YCCMW2020 or Salida McCall. I am on Facebook on Salida McCall, and you can clip my wings.com. Black Queens Reading is my other page I do because I do readings. The other place you can catch me is on our Substack, which is Salida M on Substack. You can check me out on there. I also have a podcast on there that I do mostly on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. Or is it in the morning? Yeah, it's probably mid-morning. I usually try to do those. Or sometimes I get them done in the afternoon, but you can go back and listen to them. So you can check me out over there. I am on TikTok under Queen Universal. I don't do a lot of lives on TikTok. For some reason, I don't know why I don't, but I don't. But you can see some of the music that I put over here. I actually play it over there too. Some of my strong songs are over there too. Let's see. That's basically where you can find me at majority of the time. I also do a evening show on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with my son. It's called the Campbell B. Frank Show. That is the political activist, the local and national news type podcast we do together and with others. We have a crew of people that we do that show with. So I do that too. Yeah, I keep my book is full, but I do what I have to do because I think it's very important. So before we get started, I want to definitely want to say I have a group of women that we're doing the Legacy Liftoff series with, which is also a part of You Can't Clip My Wings. And we've been doing it since December. I didn't realize it. And we do a first Monday of every month. We do a web class, and our workshops are every Saturday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Matter of fact, tonight, 7:30, we will be doing a workshop or class, and we also will be doing it on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. We do that. We're working out of a ebook. I have ebook courses that I do. They come with workbooks, and we just finished one. We're on our fourth one now. The Inner Strength, Developing Emotional Intelligence for Everyday Life. So we're on that one now, and I think we start chapter 7. I think on that one. So right now they're getting prepped for a test that they have to take tonight, or they're going to. We're going to talk about the test tonight. Let me say it to you like that. So we'll be talking about the test tonight on the show because it's the first chapters 1 through 5 is the test. So we're going to probably go on over some of that tonight on the show. In the workshop. And again, this is our Legacy Liftoff series that we're doing. We have been doing it since December. I am so proud of the young ladies who have been sticking in there and working with me with it. I can't wait to complete this because this has been something, you guys. This has been wonderful, a wonderful ride, a wonderful experience for me. So let us go ahead and get into what we're going to be talking about today, and then we're going to get, I love getting my music in. So, what happens when women shrink themselves, right? Now, understand shrinking doesn't always look obvious. Okay. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like settling. Sometimes it looks like apologizing for your very existence. Sometimes it looks like pretending not to know how powerful you are. And over time, self shrinking becomes self abandonment. You start to abandon the real you. Again, you're listening to Rooted and Rising Radio's Sunday morning show, where we discuss every Saturday healing, emotional wellness, womanhood, resilience, identity, self worth, spirituality, and reclaiming ourselves after years of survival. Because healing begins with truth. When we can take time out and literally look at how our life is and how we move forward in everything that we do, things start to look different to you, right? You start feeling different, and you're going to realize that. The first Monday of this month, class we did, we talked about the signs that you have outgrown yourself. So I want to share some of the symptoms with you guys. Feeling disconnected from old goals, having a whole new center of where your mindset is and how you're doing things. Craving deeper conversations, right? Finding yourself in a different circle of people that you're talking about stuff with, because now you have had an opportunity to look at things and change things, and now you want to have a different conversation. You might just want to understand what's going on, right? Feeling restless without knowing why. Why am I so restless? Why is all this is going on? I'm all over the place, right? Wanting different experiences, the same old, same old. I'm not saying for you to leave your husband or wife or anything like that, okay? And okay, I'm just saying certain things that you usually do, your routines have changed. You want something different, right? And it's all right. It's not something wrong with that. It's fine. That's good. Desiring more peace than performance, right? Pretending that you're all right? Instead, you don't want that anymore. You want to be at peace, and you deserve that, right? Feeling called towards something new. Something is pulling you from all the old stuff that you've done. You want something new. So those are the signs that you have outgrown yourself. Okay. So, because healing begins with truth, and today the truth is this: many women have spent years becoming smaller to make other people bigger, right? And that's why we have to stop that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for something. Here we go. I was looking for something. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Because it seems like we live our whole lives trying to always make sure everybody else is comfortable, right? We're people pleasers, we're nurturers, we're caregivers, we're all these things, we wear all these hats, and we don't realize how much we're disappearing in all this, right? So women are often taught to take up less space, right? So let's start there. Many girls receive messages early in life about who they should be. Be nice, be agreeable, be polite, don't be loud, don't dare be difficult, don't be intimidating, don't be emotional, don't make people uncomfortable. And while these messages may seem harmless on the surface, they often teaches girls something very dangerous. This sounds like I've done this one. I'm sorry, it does. Um, the acceptance requires self-reduction. Okay, the acceptance requires reduction. It love requires self-erasure. That's belonging requires becoming smaller. So girls learn not to speak up, not to ask for too much, not to challenge others, not to express anger, not to draw attention to themselves. And those lessons often follow them into adulthood. Okay. So a lot of times when you're around your friends, and if you notice this even within yourself, I'm not going to say friends. Let's put the mirror back on us. If we noticed how we react to certain people in our lives, certain situations in our lives, think about that. Think about, am I shrinking myself? Am I doing this to please somebody else? Those are the questions you just stop before you do something, before you react to some situation. Ask, why am I doing this? Yeah. I do it all the time when I'm on Facebook and I want to make a comment. I always say, I ask myself the question, why am I doing this? And then I'll scroll on by because there's no need for me to say anything. There's sometimes you just don't need to say anything. Shrinking becomes a survival strategy. How is that? So, for many women, shrinking isn't a personality trait, okay? It's a survival strategy, okay? Some women learn that speaking up resulted in criticism, so we don't say anything. Others learned that expressing needs led to them being rejected. Some learned that success threatens people, right? Others learned that confidence made them appear intimidating. So they adapted, right? They became quieter, so they don't talk a lot. They became smaller, more accommodating, less visible. And eventually, many women stopped asking, who am I? And started asking, who do I need to be so everyone else feels comfortable? Who do I need to be so everyone else can feel comfortable? What a profound, what a wow moment that we ask this question. Do we ever stop to ask that question to ourselves? That question, it does, it changes lives. Because when women spend years prioritizing other people's comforts, they slowly lose connection with themselves. We start living, we start becoming these different persons that everybody is seeing. Because, see, we can look in the mirror and see us, but other people see something else. They might see our faces and us as body, but they visualize us differently. They almost have a cognitive dissonance visually about us. You understand what I'm saying? So the way you might see yourself, they might not see you the way you see yourself. Because what you have done is you have morphed into this person that pleases that person. It's not about you anymore, it's about them. So each and every person in your life that you deal with all see you differently. Even though you see yourself the way you see it, but everybody else sees you differently. And you cannot, because you got to remember, everybody has their own perception of you. Let me say that again, because I think sometimes that can go over our heads. Everybody has their own perception of you. how they see you and how you fit into their world. Okay? So we're going to take a little break, and you know my favorite song, I love to play. I want to let you know you're listening to Rooted and Rising Saturday morning show. I am your host, Salita, and we are live on YouTube. And we will be, we're mainly live on YouTube on the Saturday morning show because that's where I like to put it. All right.
I heard you say you're tired, like every color is drained away. Mornings feel like mountains, even breathing feels like weight. I know that kind of quiet, where every thought cuts to the bone. But you are not your worst days. You're more than what your head has shown. You have so much to live for, more than you can see tonight. There are laughs you haven't laughed yet, hands you haven't held that tight. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you feel like letting go, lean on me and stay and breathe. There's coffee with a stranger who might turn into a friend. A song you write at midnight that you'll never want to end. A road you haven't driven, where the rain lets down its guard. A day you'll finally tell yourself, I made it this far. That's hard. You have so much to live for, more than you can see tonight. There are laughs you haven't laughed yet, hands you haven't held that tight. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you feel like letting go, lean on me and stay and breathe. You don't have to be the strongest, you just have to stay one more day. We can sit here in the silence till the dark gets bored and fades away. You have so much to live for, more than you can feel right now. There are tears that turn to smiling. You'll get through this storm somehow. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you think it's all been said, I'll be here. Just stay and breathe. Are we really gonna do this? You laugh, then you bite your lip. Have a drink on the table, have a promise we never said. My jacket on your shoulders, your head pressed into my chest. You say, I don't need a label, but your fingers won't let go yet. You trace circles on my head, like you're signing something big. Every line says maybe, but your eyes say this is it. Are we really gonna do this? the open doorway. Say we could always walk right past, but your keys drop in the bowl, shoes kicked off by the door. You say I'm kinda terrified as you pull me in once more. We're a question in the hallway, we're an answer in your grin. Every doubt says run away, every heartbeat says begin. Are we really gonna do this? This thing called love. Jump first, heart racing. Hope it's deep enough. Are we really gonna name it? Say it out loud. This thing called love. Are we really gonna do this now? What if it hurts and it hurts together? What if it fades and we fight to remember? What if it's real? You say, what if it's us standing here, still scared, still choosing trust? Are we really gonna do this? This thing called love. Jump first, heart racing. Hope it's heart racing. Hope it's deep enough. Right here, right now. This thing called love. Guess we're really gonna do this now.
All right. Welcome back to the Rooted and Rising Saturday morning show. I am your host, Salita, and we are live here on YouTube. And I get so excited when I do this show. I try to make sure I get in at a right time. I know my time is not always on time, but I work on it. Okay, I'm working on it. All right, I'm getting better. Okay, so again, we are talking about. Whew, that song, I love that song. What happens when women shrink themselves? So let's talking about what does shrinking look like in real life. So now we're talking on the level of how you see it or how you feel about it, the visualization of it. So self-shrinking actually looks like many women are doing it right now without realizing they're doing it. Shrinking looks like saying yes when you want to say no, apologizing for having needs, staying silent when something hurts, hiding your accomplishments, downplaying your intelligence, tolerating disrespect, settling for less than you deserve, making yourself emotionally available to people who don't value you. I love that. Accepting crumbs because you've been taught not to ask for more. I notice lots of times in relationships that whenever you, and it has nothing to do with you, whenever you ask for more, when you ask for more in a situation, right? Your partner feels like you're burdening them. Yeah, they get upset, they get out of pocket, they get, oh my God. If you desire better, if you desire a higher standard of some things in your life, they cannot, because they feel like, now you have to also look at the opposite of that, where people who are in your life, they're probably also suffering from some people pleasing signs, right? And symptoms, right? So they automatically put up a defense. They automatically start acting like you're asking for them to rob a bank. Okay? So they get all out of pocket when you make a suggestion about something you want better. Instead of saying and because lots of times people can't live up to what they said they were going to do. Can I say that again? Lots of times people cannot live up to their own achievements. They can't live up to their own. So whenever you're with someone who can't live up to their own, of course it's going to sound like you're burdening them. But it's all right for you to give your all to what they need. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you say something about it, the first thing they want to do is, I'll do it myself. I'll do this. You don't have to. You Because that's a defense mechanism that they're dealing with, because they know in some kind of way they let themselves down and they've let you down. So they don't know how to react to that, their reaction to it. They don't know how. So the first thing they do is they'll go on the defense because they feel like you're attacking them. And again, that has a lot to do with communication, not understanding how to communicate, and emotional intelligence, not knowing how to react to people, to other people's, and it's like automatically you're criticizing them. Again, when you don't have emotional intelligence, things that you think constructive criticism don't even exist with someone who lacks emotional intelligence. Constructive criticism, they don't hear it. They automatically hear you criticizing and talking about what their shortcomings. That's just the thing they do. And that you don't, it's not for you to try to self-examine them, psychoanalyze them, like my son say I do. Let them alone. Let them alone. Long as you understand that in that relationship, you're going to, you just keep doing what you're doing. Because if you don't, you find yourself not feeling like you're worthy of it. Remember, we talked about not feeling worthy. So you don't want to go through life doing that, right? So when we look at this, we find ourselves shrinking financially, emotionally, professionally. We take the most menial job because we feel like we're not worthy of a higher paying job. We don't have the education, we don't have the experience. We automatically put ourselves in those positions when in reality, you deserve everything. Anything that you want, you deserve it. If you worked hard for it, you deserve it. Okay. It says here also, we shrink spiritually because we don't feel that we, you know, have the wherewithal to have that, right? To feel like you're spiritually elevating yourself, right? And many women shrink so often that they began believing the smaller version of themselves is their true identity. Yes, 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 yes. In my class, we were talking, and one of the young ladies was saying how um, I've given them the power to embolden themselves because they've always felt like they didn't deserve that. And when it was said, it was profound to me because I just want that to be the whole basis of what I do, is to empower women, is to make them say, hold up, wait a minute, you have been treating me like crap all this time. And you made me feel like I'm not worthy. I have been taking care of everything and I'm not worthy. I'm tired. So now I can concentrate on me. I can make me priority. And when we're taught, like we talked earlier, as a little girl on how things, how we're supposed to show up in the world, making ourselves not the priority, this is the end result of it. You're not sure of yourself. And you don't feel like you're capable of doing those things. And I think that was a wake-up call, and a very well needed one for a lot of women, right? And keep in mind, a lot of this is we're surviving. We're still, remember, we're talking about being in a survival mode, right? Many women shrink so often they begin believing a smaller version of themselves is their true self, when it's not. It's not your true identity. And you have to understand that. It's the version of you that taught you how to survive. Excuse me. It's the version of you that taught you how to survive, right? So I'm going to take a small break again, real quick, and we'll be back.
She walks with fire in her stride. 1,000 dreams she won't let. Her voice a storm, her soul a tide. They tried to break her, tried to bind, but she's the sun. She's gonna shine. Rise up, queen, take your crown, lift your voice and shake the ground. They can't hold you, can't keep you down. Rise up, queens, take your crown, lift your voice and shake the ground. They can't hold you, can't keep you down. Rise up, queens, take your crown. Her roots run deep like ancient trees. Her roots run deep like ancient trees. Her spirit dances on every breeze. Her spirit dances on every breeze. A warrior's heart, she's built to seize. Oh, they said she couldn't, said she won't, but she's a force they can't confront. Rise up, queens, take your crown, lift your voices, shake the ground. They can't hold you, can't keep you down. Rise up, hey. Oh, rise up, queens, take your crown, lift your voices, shake the ground. They can't hold you, can't keep you down. Rise up, queens, take your crown.
You left your sweater on my chair. Smells like sleep and summer air. Funny how a cotton thread can pull me back to what we said. Love isn't worth it anymore. I'm done keeping tally, done keeping score. Every promise feels like setting myself up to fall. You call it magic, I just see the crash. Guess I finally learned it after all. Love isn't worth all. My friends still ask about your face. I just shrug and change the place. Scrolling past your little light, a tiny screen, a sharper knife. Love isn't worth it anymore. I'm done keeping tally, done keeping score. Every promise feels like setting myself up to fall. You you call it magic, I just see the crash. Guess I finally learned it after all. Love isn't worth a fall. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. All that I know is I lost the fight. I gave it my
All right. So we are back here. Again, you're listening to the Rooted and Rising Saturday morning show. I am your host, Alita, and I hope the information that I'm sharing with you guys, you are really, really enjoying it. All right. So the cost of self-shrinking. Let's talk about the cost of self-shrinking. So the problem with shrinking yourself is that eventually there is a cost to this, right? Not a dollar sign, but a cost. And it's a real cost. It's a physical, emotional, and spiritual cost. The cost is resentment, exhaustion, loneliness, right? Identity loss. Because when women consistently abandon themselves, they began to carry grief. Grief for the opportunities they didn't pursue. Again, when you are living out the perception of everybody else, right? Instead of the perception you have of yourself. So, the boundaries that you didn't set, so people can just walk all over you like a doormat, right? The dreams you postponed. You said, "No, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to see this. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to enjoy my life. I'm not doing that." Basically, the voices they silenced, the people who are around you. Um, you just didn't, a lot of things you wanted to say, you didn't say. The truth that was never spoken. Okay. And one day, many women wake up and they realize I've spent years taking care of everyone else's comfort while neglecting my own. That reality is like someone has poured cold water on you. That realization can be heartbreaking. Mhm. But it also can begin the healing. Once the realization starts to come in and you're actually going through the things in your life and where you're at in your life, and it's not the job, it's not the nice house, it's not the cars, it's not anything like that. Let's take all of that out of the picture and let's truly concentrate on ourselves. Imagine, visualize yourself standing in the middle of a field by yourself, nobody around you, and just stand there quietly. Don't look around because you don't care what's going on around you. Take that time and literally just concentrate on you. And then talk about how that makes you feel. Okay? How does that really make you feel? If you can start feeling like, oh my God, I'm here with myself, there's nobody else around, I don't have to act, I don't have to please nobody, I don't have to do any of that. This is me. Look at me. When you can do that, you guys, that is the ultimate feeling. I'm serious. That is the ultimate feeling. And if you don't think you deserve that, that is crazy. I'm being honest with you. That is crazy. That is diabolical if you don't think you deserve that. And this is when the healing starts. This is when the healing starts. So now let's look at when you start to shrink in your relationships, okay? And what we realize is this is where women feel the shrinking the most. Isn't that amazing? Right? Because many women learn to become more smaller to preserve the connection with other people. Remember, I just said stand somewhere alone. I said in the field. I know everybody doesn't have field around them they can stand in by themselves. Stand in your front yard by yourself. Stand in your backyard by yourself. Just tell everybody to just leave you alone and just stand out in your backyard. Okay? If you don't want nobody watching you, and if you got a fence around your house, then you ain't got to worry about nobody looking at you, right? Pick a day when you're home alone. And that is, you have a moment to yourself. Go outside on a beautiful day, or even when it's raining, and stand in the middle where there's nothing to stop you, nothing to interfere with you. And just stand there and just concentrate on yourself. Remember, I said earlier about we lower our standards. Remember, I said that earlier about how when we want something better in our lives and our partners feel like we don't, they get offensive because they think they haven't done enough and that you're always wanting more and more and more and more and more. This is when you know you outgrow yourself too. So keep that in mind. When it seems like you always want more, it's because you're restless. You're restless. You're restless and you're outgrowing yourself. Yeah, the old you is outgrowing. So when someone says, oh my God, every time you turn around, you want something. I'm not talking about women who are selfish, self-centered, and greedy. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about something deeper. Remember, I said something about deeper conversation. You want something, you want a new experience. That's you growing out of the old you. If you lived in a trailer, and your trailer just like it literally probably falling around you. Everything you try to get fixed, you fix it and something else goes wrong. That goes for a house too. I'm just saying trailer just to say trailer, right? Mobile home. Let me say it like that instead of trailer. And everything you fix, something else falls apart. And this is going around all the time. There's always something every day. The ceiling leaking, this. And you just saying to yourself, I want better. And your partner goes into this defense. I said that earlier. I used different examples. I said the same thing earlier, right? So you lower your standards to fit in, right? You silence your needs. You suppress your emotions, so you're not supposed to be angry. It's like people, when you get upset about things, people get upset. Why are you upset? I'm the one who's going through this. I'm the one who's feeling like I'm being used. So how are you upset about how? And another thing, always tell people, because this again has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. People cannot tell you how you should react to how they treated you. You don't have a right to get upset because I'm upset because of something you've done. You don't get to do that. Now, if you don't understand what you've done, then that's a conversation that needs to be had. And even if I tell you and you still get defensive, right? You still get defensive, then that's an issue with you, not me. Because I told you how it made me feel. And you turned around and got upset about what you did to me. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what happens. So we avoid conflict. Accepting this behavior that we know is unhealthy. And we do this because we're afraid of what? Losing love. Why? The love is toxic. So, and that's another thing. We get into these relationships that are toxic, and we think it's all right. We come to feeling like it's the norm because we've been doing it for so long. When in reality, it's not. It's not normal. It is not normal. But we make it normal, right? Understand that real love should never require you to self-erasure. Real love should never demand that you become less of yourself to remain connected. Because if someone only loves the version of you, the perception of you that stays silent, apologizes constantly, and never asks for anything, that isn't love, you guys. That's control. Again, everybody has their perception of you. Your parents have the caregiving side of you. Your kids have the nurturing side of you, right? Your husband has the side of you that takes care of everything. That's the vision. And they don't want you to mess up their perception. Don't you dare change your perception, because it makes it harder for them to control you. I'm just saying. Healthy relationships make room for your full humanity, your voice, your boundaries, your needs, and your truth. So let's stop and have a reflective moment. So I want to ask you something. Where have you been shrinking yourself? At work, in your relationship, with your family, in your business, in your dreams? What part of yourself have you been hiding to make other people comfortable? Take a moment, and I want you to really, really think about that. Because awareness is the first step toward freedom. In so many ways, we watch other people, we observe other people, and we can list all these things that these other people are going through, totally ignoring that we have this going on in our lives too. Because it's easy to look at other people's situations. It's so easy to look at other people's situations, what they're going through. It's easy. Then for us to look at ourselves, right? Remember I said, hold that mirror up to yourself. Quit putting the mirror on somebody else. That's the issue. We're going to take a small break here, and we will be back. Listen to Saturday morning.
If you're not sure what to say, sometimes it's okay to walk away. If it gets to be too much, it's okay to walk away. If you gave it all you got, it's okay to walk away. If you tried everything, it's okay to walk away. If you really need a change, it's okay to walk away. If the joy is louder than the pain, it's okay to walk away. And if I have a hard time loving you, it's okay to walk away.
If the joy is louder than the pain, it's okay to walk away. If you gave it all you got, it's okay to walk away. If you tried everything, it's okay to walk away. If you really need a change, it's okay to walk away. And if I have a hard time loving you, it's okay to walk away. And if I have a hard time loving you, it's okay to walk away. And if you gave it all you got, it's okay to walk away. And if you tried everything, it's okay to walk away. And if you really need a change, it's okay to walk away. And if I have a hard time, it's okay to walk away. And if you gave it all you got, it's okay to walk away. And if you tried everything, it's okay to walk away. And if you really need a change, it's okay to walk away. And if I have, it's okay to walk away. You said, I've been waiting. I said, for who? Your eyes skip straight to future tense. Mine stay glued to this room. You mapped out our mornings. I was counting the times. You packed a bag in your voice. I just nodded and smiled. You said yes, but I never asked in the first place. You built a door in a wall I never meant to break. You heard vows in the silence where my doubts stayed. You said yes to a question I was too scared to say. You kept circling baby names. I kept circling words to leave. You called it meant to be. I called it hard to breathe. You rehearsed our anniversaries. I rehearsed my alibis. You wore the whole forever. I just tried it on for size. You said yes, but I never asked in the first place. You built a door in a wall I never meant to break. You heard vows in the silence where my doubts stayed. You said yes to a question I was too scared to say. Did I lead you on first place. You wrote our names in a space I never meant to take. You heard stay in the quiet where my doubts say you say yes, and I'm finally saying what I couldn't say.
You are listening to Rooted and Rising Saturday morning show with your host, Felita. And as we get back into this, we're going to be talking about healing means reclaiming your space. Healing asks women to do something many were never taught to do. Take up space, speak honestly, set boundaries, express needs, honor their gifts, trust their intuition. Believe that they are worthy sometimes makes them feel uncomfortable. And for many women, let me rephrase what I just said. They believe they are worthy without shrinking. And for many women, that feels uncomfortable, right? Not because it's wrong, because it's unfamiliar. Many women have spent years earning love through sacrifice. If I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, he'll love me even more. If I buy this, he'll treat me better. If I bear him 10 children, I'm a better woman. Do you understand how that concept really doesn't work? But I mean, to each his own, because maybe that's what you wanted to do as a mother. Okay. But everybody is built different. And everybody it can come from their childhood. Like we said, women are taught certain things when they're younger. And because of that, having a house full of kids running around one behind the other, there's no way I can truly believe that all women want a whole bunch of kids. I can't believe that. I think women back then and now feel like they're obligated, because we go back to how women want to feel love. A lot of times when women get pregnant, they want something to love them back. Okay? Because somewhere love was taught to them that in order for you to be loved, you have to be doing something. Not being yourself, but doing something. And it has to reward someone else. It doesn't reward you, reward somebody else. So when you're married and you have a child, you're rewarding that person you're married to with a child. It's not a reward for you all the time now. And you are the recipient of maintaining that reward. That's your responsibility. Because you're rewarding them with a child. Because that's what he asked for, right? And because you've stayed silent and because you shrunk yourself, you become the caregiver of his rewards. He doesn't take care of the reward. And I'm not saying he doesn't take care, like he's not in the child's life. I'm saying he doesn't bear all the connections, the bonding, all of that. They don't necessarily, not all the time do they take that on. I'm just saying. So earning acceptance through self-abandonment, because now you're responsible for that, his reward. You're responsible for putting it on the shelf. You're responsible for keeping it clean and shiny, making sure it looks right when others come to look at it. People make decisions without talking. People make decisions without asking your input. He says, because again, let's talk about how we're taught to accept love, or how we see love. Love out of self-abandonment and obligation. So in order to feel like he loves you, you give him a child. Because for one thing, that's what he said he wanted. You didn't say you wanted a child at that time. He said you wanted a child. You have no say-so in this. You don't. You don't have say-so in it. So you'll wound up getting pregnant, right? And again, you're rewarding him with a child, but you're the recipient of that child, that reward. Because you now are literally, you were shrinking already, so now you're going to disappear, because now that child is going to be the main thing that you focus on. Something to think about. Earning acceptance through self-abandonment, right? Earning acceptance through emotional invisibility. How you feel about having a child is not, not important. You're in the middle of your career. You just got a promotion. You got all these things going on. And all of a sudden now you're pregnant. Because you got pregnant because he wants a baby. And because he probably has a young lady that he had prior to you that he has a child with already. And you need to have a child too for him. Let's not play. Let's not play. Let's be for real about this. Because that's what happens a lot. Okay? So reclaiming space can feel terrifying. So, getting back to yourself, because you're so used to being in this box, and when you walk out the box and see what else is around you, it's terrifying. But healing isn't about becoming someone new. It isn't. It's about healing yourself right then and there. Returning to the parts of yourself, that's right, that never should have been abandoned. You should have never let it go. This should have been a conversation you had, and you should have told him, look, this is not the time for us to have a child. I understand you want one, but I'm in the middle of my career, and I want to do this, and I want to be able to make sure I'm able to maintain and have time for this child. Women literally quit their jobs to be at home with that child. They literally, in the middle of their career, stop. Because it's his reward that you're the recipient of. So she puts her whole career on hold. And she does it for 18 years because the baby, the child grows up. So she puts her life on hold for 18 years to be a caregiver, nurturer, everybody's with no boundaries, everybody's punching bag. When I say punching bag, when everybody's going through stuff, they can, bounce it off of you and be angry with you and cuss you out and treat you like crap. And then he starts to be disinterested in you. And other things start to look better to him. That's not all men. I will never say that all men cheat, because that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. All men don't cheat. Let's say this: all men don't physically cheat. Because what people put in their minds and what they see in their minds is a whole different ball game from what reality is. So I'm saying all men do not physically cheat. Not to say one level of cheating is better than the other. I'm just saying lots of men do not physically cheat. Okay. So, returning to the part of you that has been abandoned, that you abandoned, not anybody else, but you have abandoned, can be frightening for some people. It can be very frightening to some people. And that those parts of you are entitled to that. They are entitled to feeling like yourself again before you got married, before you got into a relationship. You're entitled to that. So let's talk about how do we reframe this, right? So I'm saying to you, to every woman who's listening this afternoon, to every woman who has made herself smaller so others could feel bigger, to every woman who has hidden her brilliance, hidden her voice, hidden her dreams, hidden her truth, I want you to hear this. You were never meant to spend your life shrinking. You were never created to be less. You do not have to apologize for your existence. You do not have to minimize your gifts. I said that the other day to I don't know. Let me say that again. I said it on the podcast yesterday. If you have a gift, use your gifts. You do not have to become invisible to deserve love. Your voice matters. Your needs matter. Your presence matters. And the world does not need a smaller version of you. It needs the whole woman, everything you are, even with your flaws. And if there are flaws that you know you can fix, fix them if you have a desire to. And as you get older, you're going to see if you're not healing now, as you get older, you will heal. Because you know why you're going to heal? Because you're going to outgrow yourself. You have to. Then sometimes people don't. Some people have come to the point that outgrowing myself is too much work. I've been this way all my life. Why would I change now? I've been stressed out all my life. I've been not having boundaries all my life. I've been a doormat all my life. I've been begging and pleading for love all my life, attention. I've been shrinking all my life. Why now should I pop out and want to be? I'm comfortable. I don't know about you, but I'm comfortable. I'm just saying. The whole you, the whole you, the whole you. So, I would love to hear your comments on this as you listen to it and you go back over. When you're on YouTube, I like to hear your comments. Definitely. And I want to leave this question with you. Where in your life have you been shrinking yourself? And what is one step you can take this week to show up more fully as yourself? Keep in mind, your story may help another person. I told you we go through life pointing out everybody else's non-boundaries. We talk about other people going through things, right? But we don't look in that mirror. We don't see what everybody else sees. That we're actually going through the same thing. We're actually feeling shrinking in our lives. And I think a lot of times women stay busy so they don't have to think about the loneliness. I think women love to gather people around them because they don't have to feel the loneliness. Because there's no way everybody is happy. There's no way that people don't grieve different situations in their lives. We find ourselves wrapped up in everybody else's life because it's more comfortable to do that. It's more comfortable to be in places and spaces that will not keep us in a constant reminder of where we're at in our lives. That's just something to think about. So before we go, I definitely love affirmations. And so I want to leave this affirmation with you. I'm going to say it twice. I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to have needs. I am allowed to speak my truth. I am allowed to set boundaries. I do not need to shrink to be loved. I do not need to become smaller to belong. I honor my voice. I honor my worth. And I honor the woman I am becoming. So let's say that again. I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to have needs. I am allowed to speak my truth. I am allowed to set boundaries. I do not shrink to be loved. I do not need to shrink to be loved. I do not need to become smaller to belong. I honor my voice. I honor my worth. And I honor the woman I am becoming. So before we close out the show, I want to leave you with this. The world has taught many women how to shrink. Healing teaches women how to return. Return to their voice, return to their truth, return to their power, return to themselves. Because the goal was never to become someone else, the goal was always to become fully yourself. So thank you for spending Saturday morning with me here on Rooted and Rising. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Share it with another woman who may need this message. Join our Rooted and Rising community on Substack for deeper healing conversations. And remember, you don't have to make yourself smaller for anyone. We want you to stay rooted in truth and keep rising.
Said that you were better than her. Told you I was waiting to see. Thought you were a nightmare to win. Baby, I was starting to think that I had a problem, and you were the cause of why I feel like things are at the door. Your things are at the door. Your things are at the door. Your things